Ryan, I'm not typically prone to existential crises. All right. I think I handle them pretty well. Um, in some respects, a lot of people you look up at the night sky and you're like, wow, we're just a speck in the dust.
Yeah.
That sort of idea. You look at the ocean, you're like, man, there's a lot of water out there. I just want to drink it up. But for me, those haven't really been impactful. What I did experience this week, and let me know if this has happened to you, but I had a little bit of a crisis. I guess I don't know if it's existential necessarily, but it is somewhat related with regard to my nostrils. Is this something that you've experienced?
A crisis of nostrils?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
I've had a few.
You've had a few. Okay.
I'm not sure what level we're talking though.
Right. So
crisis level, I guess.
Crisis. Yeah. But we're talking DEFCON 1, not NOSCON 1, something like that. Yeah, it was a really bizarre experience. Really what was happening. Okay. I'm looking up there just to see.
You're looking up your nostrils.
Yes, okay. That's correct. In the mirror.
You're digging for gold.
Well,
no, you're looking for gold.
Sure.
Okay.
If you want to call it that. And then I realized, man, I can't see all the way back there. It's just a dark abyss.
Dark abyss in your nostrils.
Yes.
Very, kind of just like looking up at the night sky then.
It is. It's similar to that. I realized what people experience when they look up there. I'm like, man.
That's crazy.
There's just nothing out. That's actually not what people.
That is crazy.
That's okay. Then the next thing I thought is, man, my brain is back there.
Somewhere.
And I'm thinking with my brain right now.
The thing that's back there,
but I can't see it,
is forming the thoughts of what might be back there. Yeah.
So, and then I blew my nose and we moved on with our day. But
not exactly the crisis I was thinking of. I was thinking like bloody nose.
No.
Allergies.
No.
Which I don't have anyway, but
yeah, no, I do great with allergies. Haven't really had a bloody nose in my, short-term or long-term memory. So, we're doing great on that respect. It's just, we've got nothing back there. And that was a little bit concerning to me.
It's empty.
It is. Throughout the next hour or so, we'll be, putting that as evidence in the case of, does Nathan have a brain? But anyway, Ryan, it's great to see you.
Great to see you too, man. It's been a week.
It's been a week.
As always.
It's been a little bit more than a week, actually.
Really?
For us.
I guess from since we last recorded.
Yeah, exactly. We're currently recording. It's actually almost Wednesday morning.
Almost. Make a wish.
It will. Yeah.
I wish we get this done in time.
Yeah, I think we will. It's currently 11:30 on a Tuesday, and we're potting it up.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll probably cross that midnight threshold. If not, something's gone a little bit awry here.
Shortest episode ever.
Yeah, exactly. But, like they say, pressure makes diamonds, and they is us.
Mm-hmm.
A couple tens of episodes ago. So we are once again back in the Diamond Factory, and we're making it work.
That's right.
How has this week been for you, Ryan?
It's been a pretty eventful week.
Eventful week?
Eventful for once.
That is exciting. That's exhilarating.
Really. I just starting off, I just want to go back to something you said about evidence.
Okay.
Because I was watching this new TV show called Jury Duty. Have you heard of this?
I have not at all.
You might have recalled from our previous discussions that I don't really like law shows or crime shows at all.
Sure.
So this might seem like not really my kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's neither of those. So that's great.
It's not a
very misleading title.
Law or crime.
It's really more of it's like a reality TV show meets Punk'd.
Okay.
So the premise is there's this case and it's a jury trial, right?
Sure. Sounding like a law show to me.
Yeah, it's really deliberate, they introduce evidence, they argue, they present their arguments, and then the case is settled.
Okay.
No. I mean, that stuff does happen.
Okay.
But the premise is that there's this jury, and everyone, well, actually not just the jury, everyone in the case, including the jury, the judge, the attorneys, the defendant, plaintiff, executioner, bailiff, are all actors.
Okay.
Except for one dude in the jury is not an actor.
Okay.
And so they kind of spun it to him as like, we're making a documentary about being a juror. But really, they're making a TV show about being the only real dude in a case of actors.
Okay.
But it was super funny.
Incredible.
And more so than it was just funny, it was logistically impressive.
Okay.
What they managed to pull off.
How so? Is this happening in a real courthouse?
That's the thing I was a little unclear about.
Okay.
Is if they had manufactured the courthouse,
yeah,
or if they were using like an actual courthouse.
They constructed a whole city, actually.
What they did,
kind of thing.
They did do is they constructed kind of like installations in the courthouse. If it is a real courthouse, they put up like hidden cameras, and they had like this whole back room, production room behind like fake doors, like hidden doors and stuff. They like manufactured where the real person would sit based on like filling up empty seats, so that he had to sit in a certain place, so the camera would like hone in on him.
Sure.
Yeah. So I would highly recommend it.
Highly recommend.
It was really funny.
Is it like multiple episodes, different people each episode? How does it?
It's the same cast. They're just going through the case, and so there's like presenting the arguments, which goes horribly wrong on purpose, or like selecting the jury. There's like they take a field trip to go investigate the scene of the action or the incident. Is that something
that you do in jury duty?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I really don't. Yeah. But maybe
in this case,
yeah,
they do.
Yeah. They had to get sequestered, if you know what that means.
Sure, you go to a hotel or something like that.
So they got put in a hotel, which also totally like a real hotel, but totally kind of engineered,
set up
for the set. James Marsden was in it.
I don't know who that is.
The guy from Hop. If you remember me talking about Hop.
I kind of do.
And Sonic. So he's the guy in the Sonic movie.
Okay.
Hop. It listed off a bunch of his movies in the show, but I'm not remembering any of them.
Sure. Is he like some sort of...
No, he's like himself.
Okay.
But it's like how celebrities sometimes get called in for jury duty. He's that.
Okay. Gotcha.
And yeah.
Yeah, I'm really curious how they got this person that didn't know that it was real. Like, did they send him a mailer? Did they pick out a guy and send a message in the mail that said you have jury duty?
I think how it worked was the documentary took like applications, I guess, and they selected him after like doing like investigating if he would be a good fit, and then selected him for jury duty as well for the case. So he applied for the documentary, which put him in the pool of jurors. Maybe they didn't really explain that part very well.
Yeah, because that seems like, step number one, something's not right here.
Yeah.
When you go to a casting agency, they say, hey, do you want to be in this documentary? Mm-hmm. Now you have jury duty. Sure. Something like that. It feels like we're putting the chicken before the egg here.
Yeah.
That's not the phrase, but hey, it's late. Okay, but how do you watch this? On the computer, on the internet?
It's on a streaming service with a great name.
Okay.
Freevee.
Freevee.
Which, okay. You might guess it's free.
Good. I would hope. They really back themselves into a corner.
But so it's opportunity cost.
How did you find this thing?
Through Amazon Prime, I think.
Okay.
It was like advertised on Amazon Prime, which was actually, that's not how I found it. Now that I'm remembering, I found it because
just scrolling through Freevee.
No, I found it. This is like the advent of social media. I found it scrolling through Instagram Reels, and somebody, probably a paid promotion, was like, OMG, this show is so funny.
Okay.
Jury Duty.
And you're like,
and I was like,
man, I gotta go watch that.
Well, because the reason I had pulled up the Reels was because I hadn't thought of anything I wanted to watch, actually.
So I'm going to watch
short form content
until I get recommended something that's thoughtful.
That's kind of the brutal cycle.
So it seems like it's a pretty effective reel right there.
Yeah. They definitely earned their AdSense.
Yeah, exactly. Incredible. Would you ever do that? How would you feel?
I don't think I would fall for it after watching the show now.
Okay.
If I hadn't watched the show.
You're saying it has to be a pretty gullible person.
Well, I mean, a little bit.
Yeah.
In the finale, they really explained how they did it. And they did have like a few mess ups that might have given it away, but not like so bad that I don't think he was that gullible, to be honest.
Okay.
Like there was a lot of crazy things that happened that it's like, okay, this is a lot of stuff happening in a row for one case.
But hey, I've never been to jury duty. But so I don't know.
So maybe this is a pretty common occurrence. Let's just take a field trip to the warehouse.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would fall for it. I mean, you like to say that you're the person that'd be like, yeah, I figured it out.
Yeah, no, I would just
saw
immediately
through it right away.
Yeah, exactly. I said, man, he's guilty of lying to me.
I think I would agree to be in a documentary about jury duty.
Okay.
Because why not? Like,
sure,
it's jury duty. Might as well.
Unless it's like a gang case and then they know exactly who's on there.
Definitely.
Sure. I feel like that's usually what happens when you get sequestered, isn't it? Is that, no, never mind. It's about,
not really.
They try to limit.
That would be witness protection.
Yeah, sure. You definitely don't want to go on a documentary for that.
The reasoning for the sequestration, if you will, and you will, was that since there's James Marsden, right? Some paparazzi showed up. Some paparazzi staged, obviously.
Sure.
To take pictures of him. And so the judge was like, all right, we're going to sequester you so this doesn't happen again. Mm-hmm. Which seems pretty extreme in my opinion, but
so this doesn't happen again.
It was like 3 guys with a camera. So
and
they weren't even in the room.
Yeah.
But
we can't be.
It was all staged anyway. So.
We need to be having cameras in the room for the documentary, and that's
true. That is true.
Well, excellent. That's a little Ryan's pick of the week there.
While I was looking at it, though, I did see Whiplash also.
Oh,
and I was thinking about watching it. No.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about watching it, though. It did do like a little autoplay, though.
Yeah.
And it was the dude,
sweating,
J.K. Simmons, I think.
Oh, okay, no.
J.K. Simmons is like the bald teacher and just slapping Miles Teller across the face.
Yeah, he did do that.
I was like, wow, yeah, that was
intense.
Pretty much what you said.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, no, he did do that. So that's a little slap warning for you there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, excellent.
Yeah. But that was part of my week. A pretty small part actually.
Okay.
Other than that, chock full of volunteering. Weekend full of volunteering.
Where are we volunteering? Are we doing any repeat customers?
We are volunteering quite literally in no man's land. We're talking.
Where is that?
North Platte, Nebraska.
Oh, okay. So not quite literally.
We're talking Ogallala. Actually, we didn't volunteer there. We're talking Grand Island, Nebraska.
Okay. There you go.
We're talking.
And you're going to be stationed there?
Nebraska City. Yes.
Yeah, right.
With my admiralship.
Yeah.
Just all over Nebraska.
All over basically. The Nebraska plains.
All over the great state of Nebraska. Doing all manner of things. Just to give you a quick list. Tore up some carpet.
Wow.
I haven't done that in a hot minute.
Have you done it before?
I have done it a little bit.
So you're qualified.
Definitely. Pulled some weeds. Did some yard work.
Sure.
For this kind of, I believe it was like a child abuse center or like a place where children, like a safe place for children, I think.
Okay.
Is how it was explained to me.
That is what we like.
What else? Did some organization at like this homeless shelter. I believe that was in Grand Island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Final answer.
Yeah. It was all kind of a blur is what I'm trying to say, because it was a lot of driving
to
and from, volunteering for like 2 to 3 hours, driving again, volunteering again.
Okay. So this was over the weekend.
Yes.
Just chock full.
Chock full.
Did you make any stops along the way outside of volunteering? Any kind of touristy, seeing the big kind of Nebraska tourist locations?
Really only one place.
Okay.
It was the Golden Spike Tower.
If
you're familiar with the railroads, the Transcontinental Railroad.
Yeah, I've heard of trains and whatnot.
Sure. Well, this is all about that.
No way.
If you remember from your U.S. history class, they sort of started on the East Coast and the West Coast.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did it like that. West Coast and the East Coast.
Hey, yeah.
I mean, just for the listeners.
For the listeners. For the listeners, I made this hand gesture. Yeah.
That's right. For the YouTube watchers.
Yeah.
They started on each coast and sort of met in the middle.
Very bold strategy from them.
Really, really bold. Imagine if they were off.
Yeah.
They're like, rip it up.
Yeah. They're like miles apart, and there's just a straight part connecting them in between.
90-degree turn, hairpin turn.
Exactly.
And that's where they met, is they put a golden spike down. And so I can only imagine that the Golden Spike Tower is where that happened.
Sure.
That was never confirmed to me.
Oh, okay.
But the name certainly suggests that.
Is it what kind of tower are we talking about?
It is, it's a tower. It's a very tall building. Not very tall.
Oh.
That was a misstatement. It's not that tall.
Okay.
It's maybe like 9 floors tall, but each floor is not very tall. So I'm forgetting the height.
Can it
to be
fit
honest.
A human?
Probably. Like the tower?
Yeah.
It can
Each
fit.
floor?
It could fit several humans.
9 humans, maybe.
Maybe. We didn't go up.
Okay.
It cost money. They did not have a student discount.
Is there a city around this, or
this
is
was
it just? Because right now what I'm imagining is just
is the tower in the middle of
nowhere. We've got the Golden Spike in the railroad, and then we've got a 9-story building right next to it.
Sure. It is outside of North Platte.
Okay.
So it was pretty close to North Platte. Like
the bustling metropolis.
The bustling, yeah. Which actually,
notable skyline.
To be fair, North Platte was much larger than I imagined in my head.
Okay.
Still not big at all.
Sure.
But much larger than I thought. Yeah, it was maybe a minute outside of North Platte. There was a train that you could kind of stand next to.
That's exciting.
There was a gift shop, of course.
Got to. Did you get any golden spikes there?
I did not.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, that seems like the prime opportunity to sell a golden spike, but I didn't see any.
Yeah. Out of all the places, that's got to be the
missed marketing opportunity.
They would be raking.
There was kind of this wall of merch that just said "Train Nerd."
I like it.
So Train Nerd coffee mug, Train Nerd T-shirt, Train Nerd tote bag.
Right. Get the collection.
Yeah. Just
the spring drop of Train Nerd.
Yeah, I'm a train nerd.
Yeah.
I like trains.
I've heard of them.
I don't really like trains that much. I mean, they're cool, but I don't know anything about them.
Yeah. You're not a train nerd.
Yeah. That was really, that was really the only tourist place we stopped at.
Mm-hmm.
There was like this place that we drove by a few times. It looked like a frontier fort.
Okay.
But was obviously a tourist attraction.
Gotcha.
Called Fort Cody.
Okay.
But I couldn't tell you anything about it besides the name.
That's a start.
I wanted to stop, but we didn't have time apparently.
Yeah. So I want to visit Cody and see how he's doing.
Yeah. Who's this Cody guy, and why does he have a fort named after him?
Yeah. Speaking just real quick, I need to get this off my chest.
Okay.
On the Transcontinental Railroad.
Sure.
You said you might have remembered it from history class. I don't.
You don't.
What I do remember it from was first grade music class.
First grade music class?
Yes.
Wow.
That's
quite a while ago.
Yeah. And I've been holding this grudge ever since. This is really kind of my opportunity to air this grudge.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out Mr. Walsh, great guy, great teacher. One of a couple of things that have really kind of scarred me from that class, but that's okay. Anyway, we were talking about the Transcontinental Railroad in there, like you do in music class.
Of course.
Very musical scene there. And, to be fair to him, I don't know that I was really paying great attention. I might have been chatting with the person next to me. I'm not sure. But the teacher calls me out. He's like, Nathan, do you, care to tell the class what the Transcontinental Railroad is?
Oh, no.
Something like that. And I'm, being a master of logic and deduction, I say, well, I think it's a railroad that went across the continent. And he said, wrong.
Wrong.
He said wrong. I was like,
how does that work?
Then what was it then? And I frankly, I don't even remember what he said, but I do feel as though I was correct in that case. And
I feel like you were too.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Comment below if you thought I was correct. And
maybe he thought you meant vertically across the continent.
Yeah.
And that would be wrong.
Well, maybe he should have specified that.
He really should have.
And said, and what direction does it go? In which case I would have said east-west.
Yeah.
Because that
definitely would be more
really the only reasonable way. I'm
interested. I think he just wanted you to be wrong.
I think he did. I don't think he listened to what I said.
Probably not.
Or
maybe he really doesn't know himself.
Yeah, wrong. I think I'm gonna consult. I'm gonna need to check.
I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
What a continent is, but yeah. So I was like, I feel a little. I feel like that was unfair of you.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I can validate you.
Yeah.
Just
Thank you.
What?
I'm glad that you went to the Golden Rail Tower.
Golden Spike Tower.
Golden Spike Tower. Yeah. Same idea. And so that I had the opportunity to show that. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. 15 years later.
Yeah.
Get it off your chest.
Hey, I've been waiting for that moment and it finally showed itself. So thank you for that. Ryan, did you go to the spring game this past week?
I did not because I was volunteering.
Oh,
so
right.
That kind of did interfere a lot.
It'd count you out.
I was, volunteering at Memorial Stadium.
Oh.
No, I was. But
no, I was, too
that would
busy.
be the only way I would have been there.
Too busy giving of yourself.
Yeah, kind of I just, instead of, spending my Saturday for my own entertainment, I was giving back to the community. So exactly. Did you go to the spring game?
No, I did not.
Oh, you didn't?
But I also did not give of myself during that time either. So, worst of both worlds there. Have you gone to spring games in the past?
I have gone in the past, yeah.
Okay. That's where we differ
cool,
there.
But,
okay.
So you've never gone?
I've never gone. Still didn't go this year.
Well, it's just it's a practice game, right? It's an exhibition. So if you don't go, you're not really missing anything.
Right. But it's not counting in the record books and whatnot.
No,
But I mean, a shocking number of people come into town. I gotta say,
yeah,
it's like I could see the students. You just head over to the stadium, just a little ways away. But we got people coming from all over.
Oh yeah,
to see,
Well, new coach is maybe part of it.
Sure.
But probably not. I mean, this probably would have happened anyway.
Yeah.
With any coach, but yeah, I think they probably want to see the new coach in action,
and really, maybe more importantly, the new mascot.
Really,
in action.
New mascot.
Have you not heard about this?
No, I have not.
Oh,
I must be out of the loop. Who's the new mascot?
Well, it's still Herbie.
Still Herbie. Okay.
Maybe Herbie the third or something like that.
Yeah, kind of a distant cousin.
I'll pull up a picture of it here.
Okay.
But ultimately, I think we were looking at the football program and saying, look, we do have to make some changes. Ultimately, it's not. It's not where we want it to be.
Not getting the results.
And I think the best place to do that is probably in kind of the mascot vibe. So this is what we've got. Initial reactions.
This is the new one.
This is the new one. That's never a great.
I don't think he's better than before.
You think you're better than the old one?
I mean, can you pull up?
Yeah.
Herbie the second.
I've got look, I'll get the three versions here. We've got vintage.
Okay.
We got the most recent, and then we've got the updated. Okay. See how you like this one.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm not really a fan.
Okay, well that's not great.
It seems like they wanted to go back to their roots.
Go back to how it was when they were winning football games.
I think that is right, but I don't think they pulled it off.
You don't? Okay, yeah.
What do you think? You like it?
It's growing on me.
Yeah,
I'll say that. Yeah, I mean, I think I guess for the listeners at home, what we've got going on, the main changes here. First off, dropped the brunette, went back to the blonde, back to the roots there.
Yeah,
little Nebraska blonde. We've also the recent Herbie. He's got kind of a business casual vibe going on. We got the polo and jeans, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's also got a cowboy hat.
That's true.
That'll do it.
I bring that in the office.
But new Herbie going back to kind of the farmer overalls.
Yeah.
Collared shirt.
I'm fine with the overalls, I think.
Sure.
I think that is a good change.
He's also got a little bit more of a heft to him. Okay.
You think there's more heft?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, you're talking about between the most recent and the updated. I thought you were talking between the vintage and... Because the vintage, I think, has the most heft.
Vintage definitely has the most heft. He's looking...
Rotund.
Yeah, yes.
If we just put it...
Exactly.
Plainly.
Yeah, I guess that should also be said. If you're familiar with the vintage Herbie Husker, it's really just a redesign of that. It's kind of... Yeah, that's what's going on. But I guess if this changes your mind at all, they did make the new one, like in the one that you saw, he's holding a football. But he could also be holding a volleyball or a basketball, that sort of thing.
That is cool.
So
I didn't realize they could change that. I guess Photoshop, but
they can, and they did. In some of them he changes outfits. So the basketball one, he's wearing a basketball jersey.
Oh,
so he's hitting the court.
But I'm not sure if he's on the starting lineup or what. But.
Right. Hey, you got to have that big man down low. Yeah. And he's gonna yeah, exactly. So anyway, he was kind of unveiled, not exactly at the spring game. They kind of teased it a little bit in the week leading up to it to kind of build the hype. The hype cycle. Mm-hmm. You know how it goes.
Yep.
But in kind of the release video, they had, because they've got a new like actual costume, like human costume as well.
I would hope so.
And right, that would be kind of disjointed. But anyway, in the video, he's kind of like going around in a barn or whatever. And, he slaps down the picture of the animated version, but they never show his face.
Oh.
And so it's a big...
it's like, what does he really look like?
What's the
3D?
Right, exactly. How does that turn out? My theory is that they just didn't have it done yet.
Yeah, that would be kind of my initial assumption.
They're like, maybe we can just film it without and people won't notice. But also, they... got to leave a little something for the spring game. Mm-hmm. And he ended up riding out on a motorcycle. So that was exciting.
Wow.
Presumably for the people in the stands.
Oh, okay.
Of which I was not one.
You were not there. So
I missed out. That would have been the only reason why I came. But anyway, so new coach, new mascot. It's a whole vibe. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that, people have been talking, word on the street. I think some people... I think it's got mixed reactions as any change is going to have. Mm. That's how it goes. But anyway, yeah.
Listen, he's going to grow on me, and even if he doesn't, I am graduating. So
you can just you can kind of disown him, so to speak.
Not my Herbie,
right? hashtag not my Herbie.
Yeah. When I was a student, we had polo and jeans.
Polo and jeans, or kind of a respectable city folk.
Yes, kind of respectable city folk. Herbie. They're gonna have to change the Herbie's market signs.
That's exactly. I've been waiting for them to change. Right now,
that needs
I'm like,
a big update.
Who is this person on the signs?
Who is this?
That's not Herbie.
Herbie, distant cousin Herbie.
That's right. Yeah, Herbie Jr. or whatnot. Yeah. But anyway, so that was exciting. But another thing, I guess, an update from last week. Last week I mentioned watching the SpaceX launch, they delay. Mm-hmm. Well, they did it this week. They delayed to 4/20, as you should. Have you heard about this or no?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, this is great. So anyway, I hop on watch this live stream. When I hop on, they're paused at 40 seconds in the countdown.
What's the point of the countdown?
Right. That's a great question. If we're not actually going to be counting down, what are we doing here? That's like when you're trying to hype yourself up to do something and you go 3, 2, 1, 3, and we're going to go back to 3, 2, and we're checking
1.5.
We need to check the system.
1.25.
Yeah. They did pull that out later.
1.125.
And go. Yep. 3, 2, that kind of thing. So they were paused at 40 seconds. They're checking. They've got some sort of fuel tank issues. Okay.
Oh
Never
my
good.
gosh.
Never good.
If they want to fix those, they should keep the countdown going and say, you've got 40 seconds to fix this.
Right. Really
we're
put the
launching.
pressure on.
Yeah. Pressure makes diamonds.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. But yeah, so they did continue. I don't know why I'm taking responsibility for this. I did most of it probably.
I helped. I did my part.
But anyway, so they eventually continue. I don't know how long they had been paused for 40 seconds, but anyway, they continue. They're counting down. They're getting into the 20s, into the 10s. The arms are going away. Mm-hmm. Blast off. I guess for some context, I believe this is maybe the largest rocket to ever lift off.
That's what I heard.
And so kind of a big deal. What's going to happen is you're going to clear the launch pad. Mm-hmm. Starts going, makes it past the launch pad. Okay. Now we're in business. It keeps going. I was a little worried because on the video, it looked like it was kind of tilting quite a bit. And I'm like, what are we doing right now? I think it was just like the camera angle. I think that was supposed to happen. But it, continued on. And then we started getting to things that weren't supposed to happen. Okay. So, it gets up there into near space at least. And they're like, all right, now we should be detaching the kind of head of the rocket and kind of doing a secondary boost there. And it starts spinning. And I'm like,
I don't think that's supposed to happen.
I don't know much about spinning, but I know when I spin, I'm usually not. And
you're really not doing it on purpose.
Right.
Most of the time.
Right. And I don't have a lot of control over what I'm doing. So I'm like, this isn't probably great. And so they're like, yeah, no, this isn't looking great. This isn't looking what it's supposed to. And then all of a sudden you see a bunch of kind of gas and whatnot. And everyone starts cheering. I'm like, oh,
that's good.
Yeah. Oh, this is probably the detaching part. Well, it did detach everything.
It detached into a million pieces.
Yes. Right. Yeah. It ended up exploding.
Wow.
In the air. Well, in the space. I don't know.
Fireworks display.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a fiery explosion. That's why I was kind of like, what's going on right now? Because this doesn't look good.
It's detaching everywhere.
But everyone seems to be happy. And yeah, so then their stream kind of wraps up or whatever. And they're like, all right, yeah, we got some things to work on and whatnot.
Yeah, I would say so.
And this is when they start getting into things. It's like, I don't even know if I believe you right now. I definitely get that the goal of the launch was just to get past the launch pad. But like at some level, you're like, it'd be nice if this goes all the way through.
Yeah.
And, that's where like the announcers are kind of talking like, yeah, this was great. This was a great step forward and whatnot. And one announcer is kind of like laughing, but in kind of not in like a joyful way. And like, I'm so happy right now. I'm like, I don't know if I believe you.
There's
right
sort
now.
of someone out of the shop. Right. That's like, what to say.
You gotta make this good. And so I think it probably was a success, but that's just never, I don't know if I usually associate rockets blowing up, the Challenger explosion, that sort of thing. I'm not usually
a success.
I'm not usually watching rockets launch when they're not ready.
Yeah.
And so,
I think just to clarify for everyone, this was not a manned rocket.
Oh, for sure.
So
that's a great
they're not
point.
like, this was a massive success.
Yeah.
Wow, people have just been killed.
Yeah, everyone's cheering as it's exploding. Yeah, no, that would be quite morbid.
That would be quite terrible.
And so join our careers. We've got two new
positions.
This
tragedy from happening ever again.
Yeah. No, very much unmanned. That's a good thing to note there.
Yeah.
Which does make you think, how were things going when they were manned? I guess the Challenger explosion is one element.
Not good.
No.
But, they did make it to the moon.
That's pretty impressive.
Allegedly.
Right. That's what they tell you, at least. Shout out to those old school rocket folks.
Yeah. They didn't have no Elon or, they didn't have any Falcon. I think that's what it was called. Falcon rocket.
Something like that. Starship, I think, is this
Falcon
one.
Starship.
That's just insane to me that you could launch without ever having really done it before.
And not implode.
Right.
Or explode, rather.
So shout out to Hidden Figures.
Yeah.
That's another movie.
Good movie. I've seen it.
Okay, there you go. Ryan, I recently revisited the New Year's episode.
Really?
Of ours. Yeah. Just to, add some listeners, adds up those numbers a little bit, get the flywheel going. I was just thinking back on the old New Year's resolutions, or the themes, as we call it. And so I just wanted to check in to see how we're going. First
I'll
off,
just say, I don't appreciate that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I just thought I'd bring it back up to really just add some accountability here.
Yeah. My theme was health.
Okay. That was going to be my first question.
Yeah,
do you remember?
Do you remember? I do remember. The theme? I at least remember it. That's about as much as I can say.
Yeah.
I had some vegetables yesterday and the day before.
Okay.
2 days in a row.
2 day streak. That's incredible.
I had a fruit over the weekend. Okay. So that's huge.
That's pretty much another.
I will actually give myself some real credit. Okay. I have been going to the gym.
Whoa, going to the gym.
That's crazy,
Big
right?
Man Ruby.
Yeah, I know. Getting those reps in, lifting big, heavy things.
Big, very heavier than you could.
Yeah.
What prompted this? The theme?
The theme, definitely. Yes, the theme.
Yeah.
Definitely the theme. I don't know what prompted it necessarily. I do know that I kept thinking like, I'm going to buy, remember when I told you that I was going to buy a punching bag? Do you remember that?
Straight up, I don't. And I feel bad about that. But
no, that's okay. Because
I kind of do.
Forgot about it.
Were you like, I don't even know if I can hang this?
I was looking at places I could hang it in my house.
Yeah.
And then I kept putting that off to the point where I was like, it's not worth it to buy one at this point if I'm just going to move within like a few months.
Yeah.
So, and I was also thinking about doing that with like other workout equipment.
Sure.
Get like a bench and, a weight rack and stuff. But then I kept putting it off, right?
Dedicated setup. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I was like, if I'm not going to buy these things for myself, then I'll at least buy a gym membership. And
buy a gym membership.
So yeah, when I say go to the gym, I don't mean the rec center.
Oh, okay.
Which I could go there, but I just don't like it very much, to be honest. Have you been in the kind of weight room area in there?
I actually
all the
have,
time.
Believe it or not. Yeah. Yeah. No,
I was just in there
day in, day out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No. I'm kind of a gym rat when it comes to the weight area. So
yeah.
But I have been in there.
Yeah. I don't like the city one. I'm actually a big fan of the East Campus rec. I don't know if you've been there. That's maybe less likely.
That one I have not been to. Yeah.
It's much better in my opinion.
Okay.
But, that's a little farther, and it's just also not as good in my opinion.
As a proper gym.
Yeah.
Plus you get the psychological aspect. I'm paying for this. Got to make use of it.
That's right.
There you go. So I've been hitting the gym.
So that's healthy.
I would say so.
Pretty healthy, get some cardio in each time.
What are you? Are you going to boxing? Are you?
No, that's the kind of part that is a little unfortunate. They don't really have like a punching bag. Okay. I'll request it and see if they get that fit it in there.
Yeah.
But mostly I'm doing like start off with some cardio, just get the heart rate up, right?
Sure.
And then we're moving into either, arms, legs, back.
Sure.
So, hitting them all.
Not
all at once, but
right. So yeah, it's a pretty intense exercise. So. Excellent. Well, hey, I'm glad to hear.
So, there's that. I would still say, this is kind of, incriminating of me.
Oh, okay.
Someone did ask me to name 10 vegetables the other day, and I did struggle getting to like 7.
Okay.
I made it in the end, but it did take me around like 3 minutes or so, which is not great, but it's not terrible.
Hey, 10, that's double digits.
Yeah.
When's the last time I've eaten 10 vegetables?
Yeah.
It's probably been years.
More than 3 minutes.
Right. I'll tell you that much. I can name 10 more than I've eaten them.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Something like that.
You get the idea.
Yeah.
Wow. Incredible.
So there's room for improvement is what I'm saying. Familiarize myself more with the nomenclature.
Yeah. Hey, I'm sure there's Quizlets and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that you can go through those reps.
I think that's the first step is you gotta figure out what they are.
Right. You got to name them.
Yeah. Before you can actually buy them.
Right.
From the grocery store.
Right. If you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at this thing.
This looks like, what is it? Twizzlers? That sounds like a vegetable.
I think it's one red. Of them. It's definitely on my plate, but I can't remember what part of it. But hey, there you go. Hey, that's good. Mm-hmm. Identifying different aspects.
So you chose a theme, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I didn't. I just wanted to check in on you.
Okay. Cool.
No. Cool. Let's see. I think I can't remember what I did, frankly. I can't remember if I chose a theme or not. I did not write that down. What I did do was I talked about, I guess maybe reading was one of them.
I think you did mention that.
I was hopping on the Bible in a year vibe, catechism in a year vibe.
Mm-hmm. You had kind of cheated by saying you had completed 2 books already.
I said I was going to complete 2 books at least.
Yeah.
But I hadn't yet. Although it was brought up later by my friend Sierra that really the Bible is comprised of many books. So I could use all of those.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I plan to do that. No, but I will say I'm quite behind on that. That one really didn't make it too far past when I mentioned it on the podcast. But recently I have taken it back up. So
nice.
I am in about February of the Bible. You know where that is.
Yeah, definitely.
So
numbers, I think.
Yeah, I just got to February. So I'm a couple months behind still. But hey, we'll get there.
That is a little bit of a life hack. Is you remember when you were a kid and you did like summer reading programs of how many books you read. You did like a different number of prizes. Just put down all the books of the Bible.
Just read the Bible.
Boom.
Then you're
so many books.
That's a lot of books.
Do you know how many books there are off the top of your head?
Well, it depends on whose Bible you're looking at.
Okay, that's a fair point. Whichever one has the most.
Okay, 73.
Wow.
There you go.
You're in the top prize probably.
And some of those are pretty short. Some of those are pretty long. Yeah. But also, when you're thinking about summer reader program, you're thinking about probably elementary school and whatnot. Although there are lots of different Bible translations. So you could just go, some of them are much easier to read. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know I had a children's Bible back in the day. And that's actually, I guess, kind of what I want to talk about. Well, not really. I don't know. But, I'm going back through, we're in the early Bible stage here. Mm-hmm. And man, they got some banger stories in there.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some of them, like, I haven't really thought about since I was a kid. And that I'm like just now revisiting them. But yeah, in this one, we got Jacob and Esau. Esau, the main thing you need to know about him is he's a pretty hairy guy.
Okay.
And that's what apparently Esau means something about, like a hairy person or something.
All right.
I don't know. And so
kind of hurtful.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, wow. We need to start rethinking our naming schemes here. We already talked about this a little bit in terms of just naming people words in our English language, but also just really adding kind of judgmental names on them. Sure. But anyway, so yeah. he's kind of a hairy fellow. And, down the road when Jacob's trying to, sneak in that birthright, he just puts on the wool of a sheep. And his father's like, yeah, that's my son. When he's feeling, because he doesn't have, he's lost his eyesight. Okay. Jacob has at this point. And so he's relying on his other senses, namely touch. Mm-hmm. And he
feels
touches
the hair.
Yeah. And he's like, man, that feels just like Esau.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's kind of the level of hairiness that we're talking about. Yeah, exactly.
Those should not feel similar.
But, yeah, I don't know if that's more of a discussion on Jacob or on Esau, or on, yeah. Anyway, that's not Isaac. That's Isaac. Anyway. But yeah, there's also one, this one is Jacob, where he wrestles with God.
Wow.
And he kind of wins.
Really?
It's pretty impressive. I mean, not really. I think that's probably a little bit.
Did God let him win?
That's pretty, I mean, that's kind of the
consensus. You gotta think.
I don't want to be a little too heretical here, but yeah, he's like wrestling. I think it's kind of unclear. I think it's like an angel of God, but it's kind of unclear what that means exactly. Mm. But anyway, yeah, the angel's like, let me go. And Jacob's like, no, you got to bless me first.
Wow.
So
that's kind of kidnapping.
Yeah, exactly. But then the angel does dislocate his hip.
Also, as a biblical angel, isn't that just sort of like a mass of eyes or something?
Unclear.
Yeah, unclear again.
The story, it's not super clear. What I do love maybe most about that story, I mean, first of all, he's wrestling with God, and that's pretty wild. Mm. And that's why he gets renamed to Israel, which apparently means he who wrestles with God.
Wow.
So that's a baller name, can I just say?
It is.
But anyway, my favorite thing about that is that they just kind of like move on. There's some of these stories that they just kind of like mention it. It's like a paragraph and then they just like keep going. I'm like, wow, you just dropped that.
Yeah, that deserves a little more detail.
But anyway, needless to say, I've been enjoying revisiting, kind of going back through. And so hopefully I can catch up at some point, although no promises there. I'll probably drop it immediately after mentioning it on this episode. So that's probably how it'll end up working out for me. But anyway, just thought I'd kind of get back into,
for sure,
go back into the archives and see what we got going on. I guess the other thing I want to mention, and I don't know, I think I need to start looking at myself for this, Ryan.
Kind of inner reflection.
Yeah. Because this has started happening to me much more frequently as of late, which is almost running into people. So, you maybe experience this. I don't know how, you can tell me how frequently you experience this, but you're walking along and someone else is kind of like, you're on an intercept path.
Yeah.
And typically it's fine. It's great. You just slightly adjust.
A little adjustment.
Yeah. And there's really nothing to speak of.
Game time decision.
Right. Exactly. Recently, though, I don't know what's been going on, but it just so happened that like both me and the other person have committed to our line. and so it's just like,
yeah,
we end up just kind of like standing there a little bit and being like, I don't want to run into you. I personally do take a little bit of joy from each of those experiences, just because it's like, man, this is great.
You're forcing interaction with.
Right, exactly. And hey, I'm Nathan, by the way.
And I have a podcast.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I maybe need to looking at myself.
Sure.
That's not English, but being like, man, maybe what am I doing wrong here?
Yeah.
Because it's been happening like multiple times a day.
It's all angles. Maybe test your geometry skills again.
Yeah.
You're just not really correcting the right amount.
Yeah. I will say one of them, probably was more on me. So I was walking we've got this like railed off on both sides, like sidewalk. And I was kind of cutting through it on kind of the optimal angle. I like to take the shortest path.
Definitely.
I'm not, sticking to the right side of the road necessarily. But anyway, so I'm on the left side and there's a guy on a bike who's coming. And I was like, oh, I don't, it's a little bit late for me to go over to the right-hand side. So I try to be a little bit more explicit where I'm like, really getting over to the left-hand side. Mm-hmm. But he's just not budging at all.
No,
he's like,
I've got to go.
I've got to go on the right side here. So he just kind of stops and like is waiting or like, slowing down quite a lot. And I'm like, there's space to go past.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, I guess
he's not giving you anything.
Right. He's like, you're on the wrong side of the road, bud. So you got to stop.
Didn't happen to me recently. I think this was about a month ago, but it did stick in my mind because I felt sort of bad.
Oh.
Almost ran into someone. Basically cut them off. I was actually just walking out of Selleck, right? And you know how there's that ramp on each side. And so I was going straight. Mm-hmm. And there's really no shortest path is just straight. Right. We got an intercept path. These two people walking. And, I'll admit it. I probably should have gone behind them.
Right.
Could have waited. But, I'm in a rush. Always am.
You got that confidence in you.
Yeah.
You say, hey, I can make this.
Yeah. And, I made it. I think they did have to slow down a bit.
Yeah.
I did get a little excuse you as I kept walking.
Wow. That's bold.
That hurt.
Yeah. That cut deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You say, thank you. I am excused.
I appreciate it.
I wasn't going to excuse myself, but now that you have done it, thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. That is.
So that's why I remembered it.
Yeah. Usually I feel like I get a my bad or I say that.
Yeah.
And I hit him with no, you're good with the chuckle.
Yeah.
Just to show that we really are good.
A little ope in there. And sorry.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Pulling out all the Midwestern vibes.
Just going to sneak past you.
Yeah. Oh. So, yeah, that's what we've been.
Well,
been a recent, I don't know what I'm saying.
Trend.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. We've got the birthday week going here, just to, put that out there. So
that's right.
But we kicked off the festivities on Sunday. So went
already.
out to, oh yeah, no, hey, we're trying to extend that as much as possible. AMAP. But yeah, we went out to dinner with Charlie. Went to a little place called Fortune downtown. I don't know if you're familiar.
Haven't been there. But
okay.
Have, I think, driven past it.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, it's a quaint little place. It's like a Chinese restaurant or whatnot. Well, it's a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. No whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. They might have wonton soup, but not whatnot. But yeah, I go in there and frankly, we've been there before. We've been there a couple times before. And I was like, I think this is where I want to go. This is where I feel called to, frankly. I don't really know how they're still in business. Just because every time that we go in there, we are the only ones in the restaurant. And that's part of why I like it, actually, because it's pretty peaceful place.
Yeah.
They've got a kind of a nice setup in there. But anyway, yeah, this time there was like a group of 3 guys that came in there. But yeah, it's always just sparse in there. So I don't know if we're hidden in the off hours.
Yeah.
That could be. But man, I hope they're doing okay financially.
If they're still, they must be making money somehow. I don't know if Fortune is smiling upon them or what, but
in the startup world, there's kind of a pretty good trend where you operate at less than profitability for a while and then you kind of ramp it up.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what they're doing.
They're in that introduction phase.
I would think maybe not, but anyway, yeah, so it's great. The other thing that I enjoy about this place, which wasn't as prominent this time, so I don't know exactly what's going on, but they've got what I like to call bubble chicken. I don't think that's probably the right name for it, but basically I'm typically going for the sesame chicken,
fair enough,
basic like that. But yeah, basically, I don't know if it's like how they fry it or like the batter that they use. I don't know what's going on, but like when you look at it, there's like little bubbles in the like batter, in the fried batter.
Okay.
Again, didn't see them this time. So I don't know if they've changed their methods or whatnot. Well, it also might have to do with like the lighting, how the light hits it. I don't know. But there's something about it that's like, wow, this is really exciting. How many times
did you order it? Did you order the bubble chicken?
No. I'm ordering sesame chicken.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And it just comes with the bubbles included.
Oh.
What? And
wait. So I'm so confused.
Yeah.
So I'm really confused right now. Is this a menu item?
No.
This is just something you've come up with, a name you've come up with.
Yes. Okay. I like to call it that.
No
one else knows.
You should have specified that to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought this was, I'll take the bubble chicken.
Right.
And they're like, sir, we do not have that.
So that's not, I don't know where
I'm not sure what you want.
This is a nickname.
Okay.
Sort of. It's a feature of the chicken that it has bubbles in it.
Yeah. It's sesame chicken with bubbles on it.
Yeah. And these bubbles, they don't stick out. They're just little pockets of air within the
So they're full of air, right? Not oil or anything like that.
Oh, yes. I believe so.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I believe they're air.
Well, you're eating it. How do you not know?
I mean, they don't taste oily.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know who to trust anymore, Ryan.
All right.
But anyway, so that there's something about that that's just very satisfying. I mean, when's the last time that you had something with bubbles in it? Well, actually, I think I'm just a big bubble kind of guy.
Maybe.
Because what I like in a pizza,
everyone likes a good bubble in their pizza.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just a given.
Exactly. So I think we need to be incorporating
I've never
bubbles
had
more.
bubbles in my chicken,
right?
But I'll see what I can do.
Just imagine you take
I'm
what
gonna have to
bubbles
go
out
to
of
Fortune.
pizza. Yeah. Hey, hopefully they'll get you the bubble chicken. Again, I don't know if I got it this time or not.
This reminded me of something that happened today. I should have brought this up.
Okay.
I mean, it's not even that interesting, but I just thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting food from Chick-fil-A in the Union. Also, did you hear there was a power outage?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Were you in there in either of those places?
No, I wasn't, but I heard it hit Selleck, the Union, and the Wick Alumni Center, where they've got GradFest going on right now. So no one could buy anything.
But just those places? So
I guess.
What's up with that?
I mean, the power here flickered.
Oh, okay.
But it didn't go out. We're too resilient. But
surge protector or something.
Yeah, right. We got the building hooked up to one power strip. And it's been working pretty well. So I don't know what was going on. I don't know if you heard about this too, but there was allegedly a fire in the Selleck kitchen.
I did hear about that as well.
That was before the power went out.
You think maybe there's a connection?
I mean, I think there's something they're not telling us, is what I'm saying.
It seems like there's a lot of coincidences.
Yeah. I mean, do you think we went to the moon or not? I don't know what was going on, but I heard. Were you in the Union?
I was not.
Okay.
This was after.
Okay.
But I was getting Chick-fil-A. Don't normally go there, but this time, I think this guy was new. I mean, he had to have been.
Okay.
Because he's already switching it up on me from the few times that I do go. Mm-hmm. He's saying stuff completely different.
Okay.
And so I'm a little thrown off, but I get my order in.
I mean, what kinds of things is he saying?
Well, he's saying like, I mean, I don't recall anything specific really.
But it's like with the greeting?
With the greeting, just with the flow of the conversation kind of.
He's taking it he's putting his spin on it.
Yeah. So that's fine though. He asked me what I want to drink. Mm-hmm. Great. I'm like, I'll take a Mountain Dew, obviously. Mm-hmm. I don't say that. I don't say obviously. I don't say the obviously part, but I say I'll take a Mountain Dew. And so he starts filling it up and he's like, halfway through, he's like, I started filling up the large, so here you go, man.
So he just gave you.
So he gives me this large Mountain Dew instead of the medium or small or whatever I was gonna get.
So it was filled up all the way, or
it was filled up all the way. He didn't stop halfway through, and it's like, here you go.
That's all you get.
He filled it up. He's like, I started filling up the large, so I'll give you this one.
Okay.
So I'm like, great, large Mountain Dew, and that thing was large.
Yeah. Okay.
It was like super size me large.
You ever seen those like Route 66? What are they? Route from Sonic? They're like they're like massive.
Oh, when you said from Sonic, I thought you meant the Sonic movie. I was like, no, I don't.
You know that guy? That. He was in Jury Duty. Yeah.
Yeah. So he gives me that. Mm-hmm. And so now I've got this massive drink. Mm-hmm. And I was going to stand and wait, but now, I go and sit down.
Start drinking.
Start drinking it up.
Start making some progress on that.
Then he calls my order. I go up, get it. And he's like, we were waiting on the medium fries, but we had a large, so I gave you that one. And I'm like, you're just giving me free food at this point.
Man, I love you.
This is great.
This is great. Yeah,
this is incredible. I ordered a 12-piece nugget meal. I should have ordered an 8-piece.
Yeah.
And he's like, we were waiting on the 8-piece, so we gave you 12 pieces instead.
Yeah.
That's the part that doesn't really make sense to me. How can you be waiting on a medium fry, but you have a large fry ready?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think what they do is they just kind of make they like put some up in advance, right?
Okay.
Like they get a batch of fries and they just start putting stuff in larges, putting stuff in mediums. They kind of guess like how many are we going to have, and so they probably had the fries in the large, which they could have like they could have moved that to a medium container.
But surely they're making more fries at some point.
You would certainly hope.
But that's what they're waiting on then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a little more sense, I guess, but still not a lot.
Say we separate our batches. These are the fries that are in the cooker right now. Those are the large fries. and we've got the medium.
Is each individual fry a little larger than what I thought, I guess?
Exactly. It's just a little bit bigger. Bigger potatoes is where they come from.
And that must be it.
Yeah.
Potatoes, that's one of the 10 vegetables I named off. I'm not really sure that counts.
Hey,
it's more of a starch.
I say we take what we can get, frankly.
Yeah.
I think it also depends on how you're defining vegetables. Like, are you defining cooking vegetables or like botanical vegetables? I feel like you can get different kind of organizations.
Because I didn't say corn.
Okay.
Because I thought that was more of a starch. But really, I think corn's more of a vegetable than a potato.
Oh, I would certainly say so. Yeah. But like,
just goes to show my knowledge.
Did you list like tomatoes? Because I feel like that's on the edge.
I did not list tomatoes because I was kind of where you're at. I'm like fruit probably.
But like really they're not fooling anyone.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we can agree there. Yeah. Well, that's incredible. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, it was great for me.
Shout out to that one Chick-fil-A worker. And here's to hoping that they don't make more medium fries.
Yeah.
Ever again. One last thing I feel like I should say on the fortune note. Just a kind of a PSA, if you do decide to go there. This is something that we've learned from past experiences. So, we're kind of regulars at this point, but we just want to give you this knowledge. When you're done with your meal, so, okay. You're seated at a table and it's kind of acts like a sit down restaurant right up until the very end when you're supposed to pay. Usually at a sit down restaurant, they'll like bring you a check or something. And so, let's just get it out there. You don't do that. You don't
pay.
Well, you do.
You go up to like a cash register.
It's similar to a sit down restaurant in that respect, but yeah, you have to go up to, they kind of have this little counter area.
Yeah.
And that's where you're supposed to go. I think the last time that we were there, it was, Charlie, Isabel, and I. And we sat there for a good probably 15 minutes, it felt like.
Yeah. After
we had finished our food, maybe more. And we're like, do you think
we go up there?
Do you think they're going to be coming back? Or,
sure.
And, we said, wait a little bit longer. And that's that.
Yeah.
So that really kind of threw us for a loop. So I just wanted to prepare you there.
Yeah. Thanks for the warning.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. The thing that I don't like is when the restaurants switch it up. So like one time you go and they bring you the check, and then another time you have to go up to the counter.
Well, that would be. I
think that has happened to me at like Village Inn.
Okay.
Which is the worst because they like say it to you, but if you don't hear it, then you are waiting for them to.
Yeah, I think when I've gone, they do a mix. So they give you the receipt, but then you have to take the receipt to the counter.
Sure.
To pay.
Yeah.
So they like to switch that up. They like to go in kind of the in-between space there. But shout out to Village Inn. Apparently their pies are quite good.
So I've heard.
I had a French soaked pie for the first time. Sweet.
For the first time?
It was incredible.
How'd you like it?
It was
pretty
great.
good.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I don't know what's been holding me back.
I don't know what the French are doing with their silk, but
this is not like any silk that I've ever had before.
Yeah, no.
But
much more edible.
Yes, they do it a little bit differently over there in France. So let's just say I'll be opening myself up to that in the future. But it's kind of played a pivotal role in, I mentioned that I had been looking to recreate the chocolate peanut butter cream pie cheesecakes. There's now another kind of dessert element that we've been trying to kind of go into the lab and figure out how this thing is made. And had a little bit of an epiphany had in the French tip pie. Like, I think that's one of the layers. So exciting times.
Nice.
Anyway, I'm just rambling about desserts at this point, but I think
you're making me hungry.
I think we can wrap things up.
Sure.
Thanks for sticking with us here. Episode 47, I think.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll see you next week. Episode 48.
This chair has a lot of side-to-side movement. Are you seeing this?
Yeah. I don't think it's supposed to.
I think you're right. It could be kind of like those buildings designed for earthquakes.
I think
a little
it's
flex in there.
I think it might be designed for earthquakes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, someone sitting down in a chair is almost like an earthquake for a chair.
It is. I mean, probably depending on weight.
Yeah.
But,
I'd say that's the biggest factor.
The force with which you sit down.
Yeah,
are
if you kind of slam
down
or
are
softly.
Are you doing an RKO in the WWE? Or
Sure.
are you kind of lowering yourself at a reasonable pace?